Guys, this is our name. It's Jesus. Now, look at Jesus as if we're saying our ad agency. So we're saying our ad agency always calls back. Our ad agency leads the way. It replies to your emails, but also obviously playing on the word Jesus, which we think is quite cool. So we got the name from thinking about a story which was in the Bible, I'm sure you all obviously know, which is where Jesus has some bread and some fish, and it's only enough to feed a couple, tens of people or whatever. And he manages to feed hundreds. 5,000. Thousands. I read the Bible once. But anyway, he takes something that was quite small and he ends up feeding it to loads of people. So he creates a result. People end up having faith in him. But he didn't ask for any money for it. He didn't issue those 5,000 people with an invoice and make lots of money. So that's sort of what I think we were trying to say. So this is the insight, Rory.
Yeah, that kind of follows on from what we were talking about before, about how Jesus never charged for any sermons, but there was often in churches there's collection boxes, so kind of you're welcome to pay what you want for it, but we don't invoice. We were thinking before about using the name Disciple because we're based in the church and we're learning things, but then we thought that was about following what other people are doing too much. We're also thinking about mate, because mate would never rip you off. That kind of led to the logical conclusion that the safest guy in the world, the best mate ever, would be Jesus. So that's how we got to Jesus.
So our insight was that we wanted our customers to believe in us, have trust in our ideas and faith in our delivery. At the end of the day, we're not an agency. This is going to be our first time doing this sort of stuff. So it's letting the clients and the customer is really going to have some sort of faith.
It's the pay model, is the insight as well, about how money was one of the greatest art critics, that the better the work, the more you pay for it, which kind of is a Jesus thing.
So we also said we aren't here to shock people. We didn't come up with a name just because we thought, Jesus next door to a church, let's fuck some people off. We wanted to, we really do believe in what the brand stands for to a certain extent. And we think that it's quite unique. Obviously, it's going to be a talking point. Obviously, being next door to a church is going to maybe have some controversy. But we think that it's more than that. It has actually got a meaning behind it. So that was, again, going on from what Rory said about it being integrated. We work in a church. We believe that some of you guys may be the future saviours of the ad agency. Industry. And like we said, many of you guys have been picked from out of hundreds of people, so you're the chosen ones. And now we're going to show you some concepts. Now, before we show you these, we haven't got a finished sign like the rest of you. We did go to an agency today, but obviously we could have got it done earlier. But also we asked ourselves, what would Jesus do? And we believe he wouldn't just make the decision. It would be about the whole team. It would be about everybody's input, what you all believe in. So we're going to show you some concepts, but we want you all to have a collaboration if we do go for this idea, and it not to be about one group over the other. So School of Communication Arts is returning, 2.0. It's the resurrection of the infamous ad agency school, and we introduce you guys to Jesus.
We're going to quickly show one of the concepts that came for the sign. We started off doing like a crucifix made out of diamantes, but we didn't really want to be pugnacious and offend people, so we want to avoid religious iconography. So we took one of the icons for evolution, which is the ascent of man, and we got Jesus to graffiti his name over it. And the reason we've done that is because the ascent of man is like the received wisdom of evolution. And Jesus isn't having any of that. He doesn't accept that. He's going to think for himself. He's a bit of a rebel. We are as well. We think for ourselves. That's what creativity is. So, yeah, graffiti and...
But imagine, guys, a big, elaborate frame.
Yeah,
imagine the really cool picture.
That
graffitied over the top. But anyway, thank you for listening, guys.